Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is day 1 of 31 days reading book challenge. So keep watching my video. I will share all the words which I will written in the end of the video. So keep watching. This is the book which I am going to read. This is How to Talk to Anyone, written by Lynn Londis, international best-selling author. And this book actually having 7 parts. Sorry, seven not. It is 9 parts. It is divided into nine parts. We'll start with the first part one. You only have 10 seconds to show you are somebody. You only have 10 seconds to show you are somebody. So the chapter one, the flooding smile. Smile quick or smile special in 1936 of Dale Carnegie's six must in How to Win Friends and Influence. People was smile. His edict has been echoed each decade by practically every communication guru who ever put pen to paper or mouth to microphone. However, at the turn of the millennium, it's high time we re-examine the role of the smile in the high-level human relation. When you dig deeper into Dale's dictum, you will find a 1936 quick smile does not always work, especially nowadays. The old-fashioned instant grin carries no weight with today's sophisticated crowd. So first word is sophisticated. Sophisti, sophisticated. Look at the world leaders, negotiators, and corporate giants. What is the giants? Giants. Not a smiling sycophant. 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 Among them, key players in all walk of life enrich their smile so when it does not erupt, it has more potency and the world smile with them. Researchers have catalogued dozens of different types of smiles. They range from tight rubber band of a trapped liar to the soft, squishy smile of tickled infant. Tickled, tickled. There are warm smile and cold smile. There are real smile and fake smile. You are seen plenty of those plastered on the faces of friend who says they are delighted you decided to drop by, and presidential candidates visiting your city who says they are thrilled to be in awe. Big winners know their smile in one of their most powerful weapons, so they have fine turned for maximum impact. How to fine tune your smile? I have old college friend named Missy who just last year took over her family business, a company supplying corrugated box to manufacturer. One day she called saying she was coming to New York to quote new clients and she invited me to dinner with several of her prospects. I was looking forward to once again seeing my friend's quicksilver smile and hearing her contagious laugh. Contagious laugh. Missy was an incurable giggler and that was part of her charm. When her dad passed away last year, she told me she was taking over the business. Sorry, she told me she was taking over the business. I thought Missy personality was little bubbly to be a CEO in tough business. But hey, what do I know about the corrugated box business? I, and three of her potential clients met in the cocktail lounge of Midtown restaurant, and as we laid them into the dining room, Missy whispered in my ear, "Please call me Melissa tonight." Of course, I blinked back. Not many company presidents are called Missy. Soon after the matured seated us, I began noticing Melissa was a very different woman from the giggling girl I would known in the college. She was just a charming. She smiled as much as ever, yet something was different. I could not quite put my finger on it. Although she was still effort effervescent, I had the distinct impression everything Melissa said was more insightful and sincere. She was responding with a genuine warmth to her prospective clients, and I could tell they liked her too. I was thrilled because my friend was scoring a knockout that night. By the end of the evening, Melissa had three big new clients. Afterward, alone with her in the cab, I said, Missy, you are really come a long way since you took over the company. Your whole personality was developed. Well, a really cool, sharp corporate edge. Oh, only one thing has changed, she said. What's that? My smile, she said. Your what? I asked incredulously. My smile, she repeated as though I had not heard her. You see, she said, with a distant look coming into her eyes, when Dad got sick and knew in the few years I would have to take over the business, He sat me down and had a life changing conversation with me. I will never forget his words that said, Missy, honey, remember that old song, I loves ya, honey, but here fits too big. Well, if you are going to make it big in the box business, let me say, I loves ya, honey, but your smile's too quick. He then brought out a yellowed newspaper article quoting a study he had been saying to show me when the time was right. It concerned women's in business. The study showed women who were slower in smile in corporate life were perceived as more credible. As Missy talked, I began to think about women like Margaret Thatcher, Indira Gandhi, Golda Meir, Madeleine Albright, and other powerful women of their ilk. True, they were not known to their quick smile. Missy continued. The study went on to say a big, warm smile is an asset, but only when it comes and little slower, because then it has more credibility from that moment on. Missy explained she gave client a business associates her big smile. However, she trained her lips on erupt more slowly. Thus, her smile appeared more sincere and personalized. For the recipient, that was it. Missy's slower smile gave her personality a richer, deeper, more sincere cachet. Though the delay was less than a second, and recipient of her beautiful big felt it was special just for them. I decided to do more research on the smile. When you are in the market for shoes, you begin to look everyone's fit. When you decided to change your hairstyle, you look everyone's haircut. Well, for several months, I became a steady smile watcher. I watched smile on the street. I watched smile on TV. I watched smile of politicians and clergy, corporate giants, and world leaders. My finding amidst the sea of flashing teeth and parting lips, I discovered the people perceived to have most credibility and integrity were just ever so slower to smile. Then why they did their smile seemed to be seep into their crevice of their faces and envelop them like a slow food. Thus, I called the following techniques of the flooding smile. Technique 1. The flooding smile. Don't flash immediate smile when you greet someone as though anyone who walked into your line, the sight would be beneficiary. Instead, look at the other person, face for a second, pause, soak in their persona, and then let a big, warm, responsive smile flood over your face and overflow into your eyes. It will engulf the recipient like a warm wave. The split second delay convince people your flirting smile is genuine and only for them. Let us now travel but a few inches north to two of the most powerful communication tools you possesses, your eyes. Chapter 2, Sticky Eyes. How to detonate does grenades resting on your nose. It's only a slight excavation to say Helen to Troy could sink ships with her eyes, and Davy Crockett could stare down a bear. For your eyes are personal grenades that have the power to detonate people's emotion. Just martial arts masters register their fists as lethal weapons. You can register your eyes as psychological lethal weapon when you master the following eye contact techniques. Big player in the game of the life look beyond the conventional wisdom that teachers keep good eye contact. For one, they understand the certain suspicious or insecure people. Intense eye contact can be a virulent institution. When I was growing up, my family had a Haitian housekeeper whose fantasies were filled with the witches, warlocks, and black magic. Zola refused to her left alone in room with Louis, my Siamese cat. Louis looked right through me, see my soul. She had whispered to me carefully. In some cultures, intense eye contact is sorcery. In others, staring at someone can be threatening and disrespectful. Realizing this, big player in the international science scene prefer to pack a book on a cultural body language differences in their carry on rather than the Berlitz phrase book. In your culture, however, big winners know excavated eye contact can be extremely advantageous, especially between the sexes in the business, even when romance is not in the picture. Strong eye contact pack a powerful wallop between men and women. A Boston center conducted a study to learn the precise effect. The researchers asked opposite sex individuals to have 2 minute casual conversation. They tricked half their subjects into maintaining intense eye contact by directing them to count the number of times their partner blinked. They gave the other half of the subjects no special eye contact direction for the chat. When they questioned the subject afterward, the unsuspecting blinkers reported significantly higher feeling of the respect and fondness of their colleagues, who break down to them had simply been counting their blinks. I have experienced the closeness intense eye contact engenders with the stranger firsthand. Once, when giving a seminar to several hundred people, one woman's face in the crowd caught my attention. The participant appearance was particularly unique, yet she became the focus of my attention throughout my walk. Why? Because not for one moment did she take her eyes off my face, even when I finished making a point and was silent. Her eyes stayed hungrily on my face. I sensed she could not wait to savor the next insight to spout from my lips. I loved it. Her concentration and obvious fascination inspired me to remember stories and make important points I would long forgotten. Right after my talk, I resolved to seek out this new friend who was so en- enthralled of my speech. As people were leaving the hall, I quickly sidled up behind my big fan. Excuse me, I said. My fan kept walking. Excuse me. I repeated a tad louder. My admirer didn't have very her pace as she continued out the door. I followed her into the corridor and tapped her shoulder gently. This time she whirled around with a surprised look on her face. I mumbled some excuse about my appreciating her concentration on my talk and wanting to ask her a few questions.